Good
Good evening, sir.
Welcome all of you. Just before I start, I must tell you that should not write on the screen like that. Whoever writing, don't write on the screen. Yes, please. And also, I am muting all participants. If anybody want to talk, can unmute or raise hand or write in the chat box any question. So it will because there are many participants, around 260 already joined in the Zoom chat box. So don't make unnecessary unmute yourself, and we will go as per our. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry for everybody. There is some network problem for her. So I would now like to request Professor Dr. Anupam Pariari, the organizer of this event, to give his welcome note.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar. Very good evening to my friends living in India, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. And also very good morning to my friends living in Wyoming, USA and other related places. Myself is Dr. Anupam Pariari, Professor and NSS Coordinator of Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, India, and also the organizing secretary of this international webinar. Heartily welcome you all. In recent decades, several environmental problems have been appeared as the result of human activities and unplanned management system of the technological development which interferes our ecosystem. As a result, we are facing a different disasters, natural calamity like Ayla, Bulbul, and very recently Amphan, and various unknown diseases, which is increasing day by day. In the current year, 2020, a pandemic disease COVID-19 killed lots of people in the whole world. Therefore, a dispute between the importance of conservation of ecosystem to protect environment and on the other side, the necessity to satisfy human desire or comfort by sacrificing environment has been arising all over the world. Keeping it in mind, today's webinar has been organized by the NSS National Service Scheme Unit of Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, India, which is known as BCKV, in collaboration with the Faculty of Science, Lincoln University College, Malaysia, to discuss on the issue. BCKV is a state agricultural university in the state of West Bengal of India, a renowned educational institute with appreciable contribution in the field of agriculture, horticulture, agricultural engineering, etc. Our collaborator, Lincoln University College, Malaysia, is also a highly recognized and reputed and five-star educational institute. We feel very much happy to collaborate with such a renowned institute to organize this international program. National Service Scheme, NSS, is a public service program conducted by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports of the Government of India. The scheme was launched in Gandhiji's centenary year in 1969, aimed at developing students' personality through community or social service beside their regular education. It is a voluntary association of young people or our students in college, universities, and at school level working for a campus community linkage. In our university, it is a compulsory course in undergraduate level and started since our university's inception. Throughout the year, our volunteers performed many social works with the motive of serving mankind. Okay. After the message from our Honorable Vice Chancellor, a very short glimpses of activities of our NSS unit will be shown. Very recently, we have celebrated our World Environment Day on 5th June by planting trees and also took oath to protect environment. In connection with that day, we are organizing this webinar. I am very much thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Sajal Ghosh, our Chief Patron, to inspire us to arrange for this webinar. We will listen to his message soon. I express my heartfelt thanks to the our esteemed authority of the Lincoln University College, Malaysia, for this collaboration to extend help and their cooperation to organize this program. No word is sufficient to thank my friend, Dr. Sandeep Poddar, another organizing secretary of this webinar and senior research director of Lincoln University College, to provide the whole technical support and all sorts of help for conduction of this event. I welcome and thank him also as an eminent speaker today in his subject. Thanks, Dr. Poddar. We are very lucky that within the very short span of time, a galaxy of eminent scientists have accepted our invitation and already connected online with us to share their views. At first, I feel proud to welcome Dr. Guswani Anwar, Madam, Vice Rector, Petulai University, Indonesia, and she is also Associate Professor in Silviculture, Department of Forestry, University of Bengkulu, Indonesia. Thanks, Madam.
Thank you.
For accepting our invitation in spite of your busy schedule as a Chief Administrator and as well as a teacher. We are eagerly waiting for your words, Madam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then I welcome Dr. Debelin Saringi, who is a young, energetic scientist, already acquired a lot of experiences in 5 esteemed universities in India and USA in his subject. I am happy to announce that he is also an ex-BCKVian, presently working as an assistant professor in agronomy and food sciences. Department of University of Wyoming, USA. Dr. Saringi, congratulations for your remarkable achievement. We are very happy that you have accepted our invitation and joining the program. Lot of thanks to you. Then I like to welcome my senior colleague, Professor Shankar Kumar Acharya, who is a professor and former head in the Department of Agricultural Extension of BCKV. He has a vast experience on his subject about which he will give speech. He was the former NSS coordinator, so we find his active support in any activities of our NSS. Thanks, sir, for joining us. I thank Dr. Joyita Ghosal, Nursing Dr. College, Calcutta, and Irna Lisa Sridanti, Patulai University, Indonesia, for technical support, especially for preparing online feedback form and e-certificate for the participants. My hearty welcome to all the participants attending this webinar from different parts of the world. I am thankful to our NSS program officers, Dr. Sivaji Banerjee, Dr. P.K. Thakur, Dr. Shiv Shankar Das, Sri Mrinmoy Mondol, Engineer Sujit Hes, and all the NSS volunteers of this university, especially Mohit Bhattacharya, Shaurit Khamaru, and their team for their constant help, arrangement, and promotion of this program. Thanks to Ms. Lija Dotto, NSS volunteer and our student, for our beautiful inaugural Vedic hymns. I hope the program will be a grand success with your kind active participation. Thank you. Namaskar again. Over to Dr. Poddar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your nice welcome address. We would now like to play our Vice Chancellor. The sir is not around, I think. He's traveling, you told. So
Yeah.
his message we are playing now.
Okay.
So,
I am thankful to the NSS unit of Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya for organizing World Environment Day. Environment is of immense importance to all of us in all spheres of life. It is equally important for an infant, to a student, to an housewife, to a worker, to an intellectual, and everybody right from birth till they are leaving this earthly world. Right from getting up from bed to going to bed, every minute, second is governed by environment. And it is the paradox of nature that as we deal with environment, environment pays back in the same coin. Major factors of environment which impact upon us in our daily life are air, water, and soil. We, the agricultural scientists, workers, and students, deal with all the three components very passionately. Due to pandemic COVID, there is a lockdown for a prolonged period, and thankful to COVID, the pollution level in air has come down drastically. So, and it is giving its effect on every day-to-day life of the human being, particularly in the public health. So, same is applicable for water also. The water bodies, natural water bodies available in our country are getting more clean day by day due to this lockdown. It should be our endeavor, even after withdrawal of lockdown, to keep these components of environment clean as far as possible, as far as practicable, by our considered acts for our daily day-to-day life. And my students who are agriculturists in mind and the great agrarian society of this country should in everyday life keep in mind that environment is our controlling agent, and we should and we must keep the environment clean. Thank you.
Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, happy World Environment Day. Let us make our environment green and clean. The theme of the year itself says time for nature. So let us make our environment green, clean, safe and natural. Thank you very much.
This video was made by the student, Professor Anupam sir. You please unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moyuk Bhattacharya and his
Can I
team.
hear, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can.
I think in playing there's some problems. Sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Now okay. Sorry. So this video, I think, done by one of the student.
Moyuk Bhattacharya and his
BCK. Yes. Without doing further delay, I would now like to request Dr. Guswani Anwar, Associate Professor of Civiculture, University of Bengkulu, and also she is the Vice Rector of International Affairs, Resource and Partnership at Pat Petula University, Indonesia. She has done PhD in Forest Science, School of Forest Resources and Environmental Science, Michigan Technological University, USA. She was the Fulbright Fellow, and also Masters in Forest Science from Gajah Mada University, Jakarta, in Indonesia, and also Bachelor. She also done in Agricultural Science from University Bengkulu, where she is now Associate Professor. So, and she has a vast, wide experience of many years in teaching in Forestry and Civiculture Department. And without wasting further delaying time, I would now like to request Madam to give her talk. Welcome, Madam.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sandip. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to try to greet you in Indian or Hindi language. Shub Sundia for good evening. Is it okay? Is it right? Okay.
Thank you, Madam.
Okay. Just ask us to Google about for greetings. Sorry if it's not good. Okay. Thank you, everyone. In all in Zoom chat room and also in YouTube. Especially in Asian countries, in India, Malaysia, Indonesia, of course. And also good morning to Dr. Debelin Saringi from US, and also this maybe participant from US, because right now in the morning in US, so we have different time right now. Some already in evening, and some just start the day still in the morning. Okay, thank you. And yeah, it's my pleasure. It's a great honor for me to be among you. And for sure, thank you for having me as one of the speaker here in this webinar. My
Thank you.
thanks to Dr. Sandeep Poddar for inviting me to be a speaker here. He's senior research director and also executive editor publication, Lincoln University College. We just finished our collaboration 2 weeks ago for conducting one international webinar as well. Thank you. And also my thanks to Mr. Sri Sajal Gose, Honorable Vice Chancellor, BCKV, Bidan Chandra Kasa Viswa Widyalaya. Sorry if I have the wrong pronunciation. It's difficult for me to say something in Hindi language. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna try. Okay, thank you. And also special thanks as well to Professor Dr. Anupam Pariari, head of Department of Plantation, Spices, Medicinal and Aromatic Crops, also in from BCKV, yeah, and also Professor Dr. Shankar Acharya, and all this audience here. Also, my greetings also to students, teacher, a lecturer, professor from BCKV. I know from Dr. Sandeep, a lot of students join from BCKV, also join for this webinar. Okay, thank you very much. And also my thank you also to Professor Dr. Onopri. He's the rector of Patpetulai University, and also many friends from PPU, from Bengkulu. And also my friends from University of Bengkulu as well, and many friends also come from many universities from Indonesia, from India, and from many countries here. Thank you so much, and please accept my warmest greetings from Bengkulu, from Indonesia. So I will try to share this my slide. Okay. Okay. So my time 15 minutes, right, Dr. Sandeep?
Okay, no problem. You proceed as you
Okay.
wish.
Okay, thank you so much.
The stage is yours, madam.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, this I do appreciate it. Okay, everyone, let me introduce myself first. I'm Guswani Anwar. Just call me Igus. Yeah, my nickname is Igus. Some people from Indonesia thinking I'm a man because Anwar is the male name in Indonesia. Yeah, it's okay, no problem. Right now, I'm working at Department of Forestry, University of Bengkulu, and right now also I'm holding as a Vice Rector for Resources and Partnership Affairs at Patpetulai University, Bengkulu, Indonesia. So everyone, because my background from forestry, so I will share this a little bit my knowledge about forestry related to the environment. So I choose a topic about how do we create a green environment through sustainable forest management. Okay. So I think a lot of us here already known about the green environment. I think this is not something new for us because maybe last 10 years we have known about this term like green, go green, green lifestyle, green, everything about green energy, something like that. Also eco-friendly. So before we continue about this my presentation, I wanna invite you to, we have the same understanding, we have same definition about a green environment. I grabbed from some article on internet. I found this the term green environment relates to the concern for conservation practices for environment and improve health of the environment. So how we manage by managing the balance between humans and various natural ecosystems through changes in public policy and individual behavior to renew and revitalize our relation with nature. So we have to connect to nature, to the forest, particularly how to conserve the forest, how to conserve our environment, keep greening, or just keep healthy. Okay. So the question right now, do we have a green environment? Yeah. So the answers are just up to you. I think if you think this, we already have environment, a great environment now is really good. It's okay. But I think most of us think we have no green environment now because a lot of environmental problems we are facing right now. Yeah, because environment changes faster than we can adapt it. For example, 10 years ago, maybe we have no problem about, like this. Right now, we have problem for the pandemic, for the corona virus, the COVID-19. And also, maybe 15 years ago, or 50 years ago, 100 years ago, there's no problem about the deforestation, about overpopulation. But right now, we have problem about that. We have problem about the pollution. So, what are current environmental issues we have right now? Yeah. So when you read or you find this article about the environmental issues, environmental problem on internet, you will find a lot of environmental issues. Some writers, they share about maybe 20 environmental issues, top 10 environmental issues, 15, or many. But for this webinar, I just grabbed only 5 current environmental issues related to the forest. Okay, let's see. The first I put in the middle, this is climate change, because this is the main problem, main drivers for the environmental issues. And also we have deforestation, pollution, overpopulation, and biodiversity loss. And all the problem of the issues, this is not like they stand a single one. They have the interconnection each other. For example, if we have problem about deforestation, so we will affect to climate change. And also climate change will affect also for biodiversity loss, pollution, or something like also for overpopulation. Now, you can see here, I put some picture here, I grab on internet here, like because of climate change, we have problem about, like for desertification, for the problem for the land degradation, the quality degradation, also for the ocean pollution, about like the waste, also forest fire, also illegal logging, on many industrial activities. So yeah, we are facing the problem right now, environmental issues, and all the problem. Yeah, I just say come from the forest, because we have problem about the forest, because we destroy our forests, because right now our forests, some have gone, and some is okay, but still problem with the quality, still get problem with their function. So that's why right now I invite you together. We learn, we concern about how we conserve the forest, how we save our forest, because the forest serve a lot of ecosystem function, ecosystem services produced by forests. Yeah, everyone knows maybe about this, the benefit of forests. I think I just like you give you some little bit just a refresh about the forest function. Yeah, for forest benefit not only for nature, but also for people. We know many people live in the forest, also in nearby the forest, surrounding the forest. About 1.6 billion people, almost 20% of the world population live in around and forest, and 70 million indigenous people living in remote areas. They rely on forests for their basic needs, for food, for medicine, for fuel, for timber, shelter, clothing, heating, income, cultural and spiritual purposes, recreation, and many function. And unfortunately, many of them are the poorest. So it's really our concern about that. And forests provide about 70 until 100 billion US dollar per year in goods and services such as clean air, clean water, and healthy soils. And forests, the most important also have functioned as habitat to 80% of the world's terrestrial biodiversity, not only for flora or vegetation, also for animals, for wildlife. Sorry about that. And yeah, related to the climate change, sorry, I think because for the sign for the admitting people, just cover this my slide here. I cannot see here. Okay, for climate change, yeah, we have the related about the forest. They have the two sides. Forest can be a cause and also can be solution for climate change through the greenhouse gas emission. For the for the function, the good function for the good benefit forest related to the climate change, forests can absorb and store carbon through trees, soil, and water. But another thing also, forests release carbon through respiration and natural decomposition. If we have manage the forest very well, we have the problem about the carbon emission. And right now, globally contain 1.2 trillion tons of carbon, over 50% of all terrestrial vegetation and soil. And around 20% of global emission come from the land sector. So this is a problem about us because about half of this, 210 gigaton CO2 equivalent annually comes from deforestation and forest degradation. And the problem as well, tropical deforestation release about 20% of total human generated CO2 emission. So the problem comes from the human, from anthropogenic, because forest degradation, this comes from the human activities. So let's continue here. So what's the problem? I cannot continue. Okay.
Sorry, somebody writing on the screen.
Yes, I don't know what is the red line on my slide here. Okay, I don't know. Someone maybe, I don't know. I cannot operate this my tool here to change the slide. Okay, okay. So here, okay. Let's hear about the biodiversity loss here. Also, the drivers come from because human population growth, the overpopulation, because increasing consumption and reduce resource efficiency. They can affect also impact to habitat loss, can also increase for invasive species, and also for the climate change and pollution as well. Okay. Now, after we know about this, the problem for the environmental issue that can affect to forest loss. So for the data I get here from 2001 to 2018, a total of 3,610,000 square kilometers of tree cover were lost globally. A lot. From only, from 2001 to 2018, 17 years. And we lost 3,610,000 square kilometers. And based on National Geographic data, they reported on August 2019, more than 80,000 fires burned in the Amazon in Brazil, increase of almost 80% from 2018. So only 1 year, this increase 80%, almost 100% happened for forest fire. This is the big problem for us. And just 40 years, a forest area the size of Europe also has gone. And for the rainforest, world rainforest, half of them also destroyed in just 1 century. About 100 years, half of the one rainforest already destroyed right now, damaged right now. So this our concern. Sorry, I don't know. Someone maybe try to.
Hello, excuse me, everybody.
Yeah, Why
Excuse
this
me,
the
please.
slide? There's
Uh,
someone's
Madam, please
drawing on my
stop a
slide.
little bit.
Please don't draw. Don't draw on my slide, please. Okay. Yeah,
Please
sorry
stop.
about that.
Who is writing? Please erase it. Can you please erase it? Who is writing?
Okay. Okay. Thank
Can
you
you
for
please,
this. Your okay.
Madam, please wait a little bit.
Okay.
Let us clean this first.
Okay.
How to clean also?
It's okay. No problem. It's still clear. No problem. So please stop.
No,
Everyone who tried
uh,
to draw, please stop. I think it's okay. No problem.
no, other person also speak, then it will be there.
More lines here appear on my screen. Okay.
Okay,
It's
now.
okay, clean right now. Thank you, Dr. Sandip. Okay, someone, thank you
Sorry,
for your.
madam.
No problem. It's okay. Someone maybe is very fun and very happy to draw on my slide. Is okay. Thank you
No,
for your
maybe
cooperation.
unknowingly also, maybe my mobile cards also may be done.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
sorry.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, no
Please go on.
problem. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. Also, I found the data also from psmag.com here, how the tree cover loss from 2001 and 2015. What's driver for the tree cover loss? And let's see here in the red bars here, there, we can see in Southeast Asia and also in Latin America, they have a problem. The main problem come from the deforestation. But from the Russia, from China, from South Asia, and also from, let's see, North America, the problem tree cover loss come from wildfire. A lot of wildfire, like from, California. We know many forest fire happen in California during the summer as well. And also in Africa, tree cover loss, we can see for the yellow bar there, because of shifting agriculture. So we can see here, we can know here from the several countries, from different countries, they have the different problem from for the tree cover loss. So we have to concern about this. I mean, for the solution is also come different. How to solve the problem. Okay. And then here, I also have data here, top 10 countries losing the most tropical primary rainforest in 2018. And also, we can see here Indonesia in number 3 on the rank here. And number 1, Brazil, Dominican Republic of Congo, Indonesia, Colombia, and also Cameroon. Lucky you, no India here, no Malaysia here. Okay, we have problem here also in Indonesia because we have problem every year about the forest fire, especially in peatland forest. People come to open to clean the land to to plant like the palm oil and also for the mining, for everything, for the agricultural activities they do for the slash and burning. So that's why the problem. And also 2015 and 2019 Indonesia had also the main problem for the forest fire because at the same time we had also this El Nino. So that's why the impact is very big. Okay, if we do nothing and deforestation continue, the worst rainforest will be gone in 10 years. So we have to be careful. We have to take care about the forest, particularly about the rainforest, what rainforest, not only in Indonesia, but also around the world. Okay, we have already known about the main driver, about the environmental issue, about the forest benefit, why the forest loss, and right now how we solve the problem. Okay, here, let's see for the, I offer you the solution to overcome the problem for the environmental issue, how we reach for the green environment by sustainable forest management. So I found also, I got also the official definition from UN 2008. Sustainable forest management is a dynamic and evolving concept aims to maintain and enhance the economic, social, and environmental value of all types of forests for the benefits of present and future generation. So how we maintain all the forest function, so it can be useful for economic, social, and environmental function. And we do not only for the benefit of present, but also for the next, for future generation. Okay, how do we do that? How we make the good practice for SVM? Okay, yeah, you can see here, everyone. I pick one picture here for the restoration, for afforestation. Yeah, people already planted a lot of seedling there to restore, to recover, to make the rehabilitate the forest, because a lot of forests right now need to plant, need to restore, need to we do many things to protect them. So protection, restoration, afforestation, and reforestation. Also, this is the main activity we need to make this our forest can be healthy, can be green, and also can support to serve this our needs. And of course, increase efforts to prevent forest degradation. So while we replanting the seedling, when we do for the restoration, we have to consult also how we stop, how we to reduce, also how to prevent this forest degradation. Here, also another good practice. Yeah, we need also from the government put also, like the manage also arrange foreign policy and also do for implementation. Some countries, they already successful to do that. Like, I read also one article in Finland, Finland countries, government and also people there, Finnish Finland people, they're really concerned about the forest conservation. So they'll do for the, payment for environmental services, like from the government, they give incentive like tax revenue to whom conserve the forest, to whom can create the forest, make the forest keep greening. This is really good also. And also in Indonesia, some areas, some companies also do the same thing. If the one village, if one community can do for the keep greening the areas, the forest, can protect from the forest fire, from the government, from the companies, also give some rewards for them, like from their corporate social responsibility. They have the funding to support them for the village, for the building the school, or many things for the community's benefit. And also, for the for the government policy also. For example, in Indonesia, from Indonesian government, also we many regulation implementation to conserve the forest, to conserve how we make also like the keep our environment such a good and clean and healthy. Yeah, a lot of the laws forbid about the logging, about burning to the land preparation, also the polluting the waters, hair hunting, and also from the government also created one agency, pit restoration agency. We call this in Indonesia BRG, Badan Restorasi Gambut. Their task, their function to how they make the research, how they make action to restore, to reclaim, also to put back the forest, especially in the pit forest, to make the function like as initially. So that's why I think for the government policy, we have to concern about that. Even though we know it's not easy to implement, a lot of problem, obstacle in the field. like some people, they don't agree like that, and then they refuse about the laws about the regulation. But I think we have to concern to run for the regulation. Also, like we have certification for timber use. So people just use timber based on the certification. This is only for the certificated forest, certificated timber. If people use or buy the log or just no certification, no certificate, it means yeah, they break the rule, break the law. So that's why I think all the regulation or policy we have to keep, and we have to concern so everything can run well. And also for biodiversity conservation related to forest, yeah, we can also create, manage, and protect areas of high conservation value forests to represent natural forests within the plantation estate. Even though in the land we have the just say rubber plantation, palm oil plantation, but we can still keep the spatial area for high conservation value forests, especially in the riverbank and also in in deep topography, something like that. So we cannot clean or cut the trees there because the problem about the environmental function. And also we also can do for agroforestry. Yeah, this combining between crops, agriculture plants, and also for the forest trees. So increasing food security through a higher diversity of agriculture product, and also by providing fuel wood and construction material, and can be reducing deforestation. And right now we also like the for the propose, or we invite people also concerned about using non-timber forest product or NTFPS, not only for timber products, because forest a lot of function. For the ecotourism, we can do like that. We also for the medicinal plants, also for for how to conserve, to reduce carbon emission, about to protect for the water and also clean air. So to do like that, to do a lot of the, I mentioned before about this, some suggestion for the activities we can do for the sustainable forest management. The most important, we are also like concerned about the education, how we educate our people, how we educate our kids, our children, our students. They concerned about how to keep for the environmental problems can reduce. Also, we do research and also do for the community service. And the best thing, and another thing, we can also concern about the local empowerment of resources users is a potential key strategy to achieve long-term sustainability. Because a lot of people live and stay nearby the forest. So we need their helps to keep the forest keep greening. So that's why the local empowerment to make the for the forest function can run well is come from them. They are the potential key to do that. And then also the important thing, the main principle for achieving this through the effective participation come from all the sector, not only from the government, but also come from the universities, from community, private sectors, NGOs, local people, then all sectors. Because we cannot do by single sector. We have make collaboration. We have do together. So that's why for the goal can reach fast and effectively. So I think this this my concern, or my little bit knowledge to share you about how do we creating a green environment through sustainable forest management. So the last thing I want to say you and invite you to remind, so keep this our mind, save forest means save our lives, save our future. Okay, thank you very much, and forgive me if I did a mistake or something I didn't realize while presenting this my slide. Okay, thank you so much. Dan Fat, Sukriya, sorry about that, and terima kasih. If everyone want to contact me or more information, please just reach me by my email, ganwar@unip.ac.id. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I give back to Dr. Sandip again. Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Anupam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your nice speech on forest and the safe of forest, etc. So I would like to, if Dr. Professor Anupam sir want to tell something.
Madam, excellent lecture we heard actually.
Yeah.
Many congratulations and many thanks to you. We are really thankful to you for accepting our invitation and for your kind participation and also this fine lecture. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, you're very welcome, Professor. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Madam, I would like to give the certificate to you for your nice presentation and work invitation to accept our invitation.
Okay, thanks a lot. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Anupam. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Sandip and all from the BCKV. Thank you so much. This is my great honor to share a little bit my knowledge, and thanks for the certificate. I do appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Will you please stay with us and
yes,
our
sure.
next speaker? Yes.
Yes, sure. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So without wasting much time, I would now like to request Professor Shankar Acharya. He is the many years of his teaching experience, I think more than 30 years of university teaching experience. And also he has DFIT project handled many and 87 books authored, 189 above around 200 journals he has published, papers. Around 15 PhD student has been graduated with his guidance and supervision. He is a eminent editors of many journals and members of editorial team of many international journals. He has actually his domain is on social ecology, farm energy metabolism, social entropy, and also I think environmental extension science, etc. Dynamics of stewardship. So without wasting much time, I would now like to request Professor Shankar sir to take over the microphone from me. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Am I audible right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
and visible?
Not now visible.
Not visible?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Very good evening, very good afternoon, and good morning to cover the geospatial distribution. And thank you, Shandeep, for displaying my slides. I have got only few slides to present and interact with this. My dear friends, I must express my gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Sajal Kumar Ghosh, to my brotherly Anupam, Dr. Anupam, Professor Anupam Pariari, and also my brotherly Dr. Sandeep and Dr. Debelin Saringi. Debelin was my student, now I'm feeling proud of him, and esteemed faculty from Indonesia, Professor Anwar. Okay. Now, let's have a journey. I don't want to get you just dumped with a lot of data, etc. I have got only 5, 6, 7 slides, and these are just trying to highlight the environmental and ecological stewardship, the need of the hour. Yes. Now, I make myself Professor Shankar Acharya. So let's start our journey. We have our civilization owned in good earth. Mother Earth has owned our civilization, human civilization. At the time there was a blue azure sky, pristine air, and that nectars of pristine water, twittering of birds and rippling of the river. How beautiful the nature was. And human civilization owned into it. With the pace of the time, we started contradiction with nature's rhythms and human civilization. Some 10,000 years back, we started our agriculture and we got out of the dense green forest to redefine the human life and civilization. That was the first time we started a planned production process by domesticating wild seeds into ripples of harvest. And we started cultivating land. For a gentle reminder, the ancient agriculture got off to a start at the hands of the women, the ancient mother. They are the mother of agriculture. And at the time, we can say that there was an orchestration between ecological resonance and economic activity in the beginning. And you know that this rhythm and resonance lost when there has been a population growth, humongous population growth, industrialization in the decades of, centuries of 17th and 18th, especially in Europe. More food is required. And after that, we faced, World War. Two world wars visited our civilization. As an aftermath, you need more food to produce in a less and less time. On the other hand, a conflict starts between ecological services and our agricultural production process. Ecosystem services has got four basic functions. One is provisioning, second is regulatory, third is cultural, and fourth is supporting. By the term provisioning means this ecosystem is providing us with food, with medicine, with shelter. Regulatory function means ecosystem helps us curb the brunt of climate change, for example. Even you know that the intra and inner genetic competitions are being governed by the ecosystem functions. Cultural functions means that our aesthetics, the beauties of nature, folklores and folk cultures, our peace of mind, and and supporting systems, supporting functions are also there. By the supporting function, we mean that in addition to agricultural function, there are different supporting functions. And water is a retention, maintenance of organic carbon. That different cycles of nitrogens, carbon cycles are being maintained. So, my dear friends, four basic functions are there of these ecological services: provisioning function, regulatory function, cultural function, and supporting function. Now, one thing may hit your mind: what is conservation and what is stewardship? I have guided a series of PhD work and postgraduate work in this area. If you say that conservation is a term wherein you are just maintaining the count, in a forest you are maintaining the 100 trees are there, you replant or transplant another 100 trees after they are fallen down, what is happening is the count remaining the same. So 100 trees were there in a forest, you removed 100 trees to meet up the human need, and you replant 100 new trees. It is conservation because count the same. Previously it was 100, now it is 100. My dear friends, this may be conservation, but this is not stewardship. You can eliminate some tree species from the forest, but you may not be concerned about the ground vegetation. You may be equally careless to the fawns, the soil microflora and fauna. So that is not conservation. That is maybe conservation because count is same, but that is certainly not the stewardship. Stewardship is all about extending ecological services to humanity and other life forms in a sustainable manner. So we want to extrapolate these ecological services to support the human being and other life form so that there can be a musical symphony of Beethoven's between ecological behavior function and human technology and need to be made up. Sorry. Now, biodiversity loss is a planetary scandal, a shame. When Mother Earth is protecting us, forests and huge bounties of natural resources are saving us from catastrophe, protecting us, mentoring us, keeping us with growth and diversity, then the human being in the name of civilization, we are destroying them. 50,000 to 70,000 plant species for traditional and modern medicines. You know that to protect human health, we are extracting 50,000 to 70,000 plant species for medicinal and therapeutic property. Ask yourself, my dear friends, especially the students and scholars, how many of us are planting medicinal plants or any kind of plants because we are extracting 50,000 to 70,000 plant species. The Living Planet Index, it is called LPI, shows a combined decline of mammals, birds, reptiles, fishes, and amphibians has been to the tune of 58% between 1970 to 2000, 20,000. Just see, it is a humongous loss, a colossal loss of gene diversity. 58% we have destroyed it within a span of just 40 plus years. 1.4 to 1.8 million species have already been extinct. This is thanks to our urbanization, unplanned urbanization, and what is called the civilization invasion from the civilization, so-called. Only 20 species provided 90% of the world's food. Mind that those who are agricultural scientists and environmental scientists, only 20 species are catering to 90% of the world's food requirement. That is, that our genetic strategy is just so myopic and we are so skeptic. We are getting ourselves only confined to 20 species to meet up the 90% of the food requirement of the global population, 700 crores, which is expected to 9 billion to 9.5 billion by 2050. And by this time, we have to increase 70% of our food production. But we are just depending on 20 species. It is a fragile, myopic dependence on gene diversity. And we are not that much concerned. Whenever gene diversity is so fragile and so myopic, we are so vulnerable any kind of disasters and epidemic. Things may so happen that, like this COVID-19, we may not have enough of genetic base and diversity to combat and confront with this kind of disaster which has already claimed 500,000 lives across the world. Ask yourself, is it, that an ecological revenge, the reflection is there in our COVID-19 carnage and pandemic? We are recklessly destroying forests, birds, plants, flowers, beautiful grazing grounds. Beautiful rivers are being contaminated and polluted. Are you disturbing the subtle musical symphony of the ecology that keep on generating the music of life? And we are paying for it.
Sir, 1 minute.
We are nobody. Yeah,
Sir,
hello?
Sir, 1 minute. Somebody.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Again,
every year, 100 million. Yes, 1 minute. Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
just,
yes.
no, sir. Just wait.
Just
Somebody
pause.
write on the screen. I clear first.
Again.
Wait, sir.
Okay,
Wait.
okay.
Just wait.
Just one very, very interesting part of it, please.
No, just wait. 1 minute, sir. Just
Okay,
wait.
fine,
Sir.
no problem. Yes. Ecosystem can meet our need. This slide is there.
Yes, sir. Now you can again talk. No
Yes,
problem.
yes. Thank you, Sundip, and just give me
Sorry,
some
sir,
few
sorry.
seconds only.
No, you
problem.
can continue. No problem. Just
Okay.
there is
Ecosystem.
somebody-
So one important liner is there. Ecosystem can meet our need, but can't afford to satisfy our greed. Every year, 100 million metric tons of aquatic lives, including different ethiofaunal diversity, are taken away from their habitat. This is WWF report. Now I'm coming another important part, that is pollution. The passage to apocalypse, and it's by our choice, not by compulsion. Clandestine way we are destroying our habitat, our ecosystem, and we are now polluting it, whatever is there. 8 point, next slide please. Sandeep, next slide. Hello. Yes, next slide please. Next slide. Yes.
Yes, sir, already.
Pollution. Yes, another one. Next one. Pollution, the passage. Yes, yes, fine, great, thank you. 8.8 million tons of plastic waste enters the ocean from coastal community. 2018 report. You just see 8.8 million tons of plastics. 380 million tons are produced annually, only 9% of which is recycled. Globally, 2.8 tons of topsoil per hectare per year are eroded. In India, it is humongous, that is 10 to 12 tons of topsoil per hectare per year. We are having 143 million hectares of the land under cultivation, 121 million of holdings. You just see that much of topsoil serving eroded. Groundwater contamination has become a serious concern. The other is pesticide hazards. The one problem for India is that pesticide application is not that big as compared to Europe, but 75 to 80% pesticide application are not following the scientific way and ecologically friendly. Next slide, please. Please, next slide, Sandeep. Hello, yes. This is, I think, the last but one. Beyond rigmaroles, what do you need? Ecological stewardship with commitment. We need a vision with a mission. What our NSS students or any faculty or we as an institution can do, including that of USA or Indonesia or India. Biodiversity garden in every university campus must be established. This is my view and opinion. Unless students are acquainted with the biodiversity, the beauties of biodiversity, they should keep on recording the non-descript plant types. Only that bookish knowledge can help them. University campus, within 1 hectare space, we can go for a botanical garden or zoological garden or a biodiversity garden, and that can be developed through student stewardship. The assignments can be there in the form of a student stewardship. They will maintain it. People's biodiversity registers where the community can be involved, because through their eyes over the decades and centuries they have deposited their knowledge. It's called traditional and indigenous technical knowledge. So they are helpful in detecting the biodiversity which are available in the locality. Community gene bank is coming across the globe in a big way. What is community gene bank? You know that in India, you just again the same scenario. Only 140 plus varieties are producing what you call that 285 million tons of food grains. But we have got another non-descript traditional folks close to 500 plus. So we have to create a community gene bank wherein the people's indigenous knowledge, skills, and ideas will be applied. Conservation agriculture, as you know, that we have to improve the organic carbon, we have to reduce the pernicious applications of the pesticides, and we have to restore water. Otherwise, it is possible through conservation agriculture. And it is there already in BCKV. We are running on World Bank project. Community surveillance on plant protection with students. Students should not be confined only to 4 walls of a classroom. They must be exposed to the agile, active, effective, and dynamic ecosystem in the field, and especially for the observation of the nocturnal insect, Noctuidae family insects. We can go for a night laboratory in the adjoining villages. Knowledge bank on ITK, already I told. Task force on non-descript and folk genes, that is very much important. This has been neglected. Some leafy vegetables are there, some medicinal plants are there, which are grown in a non-descript land situation. In Bengal, it is called Noyanjuli, some wasteland, some tarred lands, some lateritic lands, some coastal overlooked lands. So our focus will be shifted from core agriculture land to non-descript agricultural lands and the biota. Wage and livelihood center, everything will be meaningless. can you develop by utilizing our economics and social science scholars and students extension and statistics to develop what is the wage and livelihood status, especially when in COVID-19 the migrant labor question and worker problem was humongous. It is a global concern really. So can't you generate a livelihood bank, wage bank, and we can simulate that what kind of further requirements will be there in future time. And we can't, that go on restricted ourselves, our farmers in the form of a crop producer. They are the climate manager. In the perspective of climate change and branch of climate change is there and global warming, and every decade there's a sharp changes are there. So farmers cannot go on producing as still producers, but they are the climate manager. They can go on helping with water conservation, biodiversity conservation, so my point is that number one, biodiversity garden in every university campus. Second, people's biodiversity register or PBR for go on documenting the community knowledge and diversity. Third, community gene bank. Fourth, conservation agriculture. Fifth, community surveillance on plant protection with students' participation by creating a village lab. And the next one is knowledge bank on ITK, task force on non-descript and folk genes, local history and archives, wage and livelihood center, farmers vis-a-vis climate manager. This is my last slide. Yes, it is painful, although not gainful. Painful hunger and beautiful forest cannot enjoy coexistence. Do they really? You just see in one side, hunger is their painful hunger. The other side, there is beautiful forest, flower, floral, non-timber forest product, and John Keats or Arthur Miller, or that can be there. Our Jivanananda Das go on scripting on, but the reality is that peoples are hungry. Millions and millions people are hungry. Can you have a coexistence between hungry balls and beautiful forest? It's not. Do they really? No. What you need, we need to script and read and listen to the music of ecology. It is as beautiful as Beethoven's Seventh Symphony or Mozart's any symphony on mysticism. But you know that unfortunately we are so hurried, we are so skeptic in our approaches. Even we can't protect our civilization right at this moment from a viral devastation. Can you have a relook into our process and of every belief that across the globe there is a paradigm shift in our research, in our thinking process. Simple hand wash is protecting the civilization. Can't you think it? Simple a mosque is protecting our civilization and humanity. Who can say that? The little knowledge apparently, the trivial knowledge apparently as branded by our egoistic scientists can be come up as a savior. So that we need, and that's why we need from a shift from conservation to stewardship to ecological rhythms. I hope and pray to all listen to ecology through your stewardship. Listen to and watch, keep watching the tears trickling down the baby on the display board. By the side, there is ripples of flowers, ecstasy of flowers. Yes, we have to transform the right side picture. Yes, it is fine. Okay, it will remain. But we have to transform the sunken face of this innocent baby, keep smiling. Until then, until we will be waiting for that beautiful days to come, beautiful music to hear on, a beautiful dream to dream on. Thank you, and thank you all for giving me this opportunity to speak some words in terms of ecological resilience, function, stewardship, and the future planning and how best our students can be involved. Thank you for your patient hearing. Hello?
Thank you, sir.
Yes?
And thank you for your excellent talk.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
And it is a very good, means the relation you bring from forest and also agriculture to hunger.
Yes,
I
yes.
think Dr. Guswani can say something about this. And if any participant want to ask any question, I will unmute.
Okay.
Madam, you want to tell something, or Dr. Anupam sir?
Okay, no problem. I can also wait until all the speakers finish their presenting presentation. Okay, no problem.
So we will first we will give the certificate of appreciation to sir, and then we'll move to the next speaker.
Okay.
So, sir, the certificate
Yeah.
from our side.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for delivering the invited speech for us.
Yes. Thank you.
So, without wasting further delay, I would now like to request Dr. Professor Anupam Pariari to.
Debelin Saringi.
Oh, Dr. Debelin sir is there. Sir, you have to unmute him because just wait.
Hi. Hear me all? Mute everybody.
Hello, Dr. Debelin, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me all?
Yes, yes. Wait, just 1 minute.
Sure.
Yes, now you please unmute yourself. Okay, wait. You can unmute yourself. Try now. Okay. Now please unmute, sir.
Yes. Yes.
I request all the participants to mute themselves.
It's always a challenge. It's all about
Hello.
technology.
Yes.
Hello. Namaskar, sir.
Yes. Anything
Hello.
you want to tell?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, we are now in speech. In between speech, don't talk. Please mute yourself. Okay.
Okay. Now I unmute myself.
Sorry. Anupam sir, please introduce Dr. Debelin.
I think he is muted probably.
No, he can unmute.
Okay.
Sorry. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, that is Debelin Saringi. He is our ex-student and he is now working as assistant professor of agronomy in Department of Plant Sciences, University of Wyoming in USA. He has already gathered a lot of experiences in 5 universities in India and abroad, in particularly USA. He has done many works on this subject he is telling, and also he has traveled many places for this. And I requested him to say something on this subject. as his research subject and research oriented everything. He has accepted our congratulations, and so Dr. Saringi is requested to deliver.
Thank you so much for this introduction. I really appreciate this opportunity. And whenever I got the email from you, NSS BCKV, and Lincoln University, I mean, it didn't take much time for me to accept this invitation. So I really appreciate NSS BCKV and Lincoln University and everyone, whoever is involved in this process. And good morning, everyone from United States and whoever in other parts of the world. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. So today, as you have already heard, that my name is Debelin Saringi. I'm an assistant professor of agronomy in the Department of Plant Sciences at University of Wyoming. So today I will talk about developing a high efficiency agricultural system, a step towards sustainability. So already from my previous speakers, you have gathered knowledge that 2020 is not a usual year. It's a big year, I would say. So several things happened, and some of them definitely we are responsible for them. And so we'll see how we can make the agricultural system more efficient for several environmental issues. So I will try to keep it short, and let's see how it will go. So I'll start with my educational background, as this is my opportunity to interact with some of the BCKV students and faculty after a long time. So I will recognize that I had a bachelor's degree from Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, and those are the golden days. You can see probably this was the last day in our, I don't know whether you can see my pointer, probably not. You can escape and try to do it one more time. I'm sorry.
A pointer you can see.
Oh, you can see the pointer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So,
now I can
sorry
see.
about that. Yep. So those are the golden days. I have spent 4 years of my life in Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya. This was the last day of our bachelor's degree. And this was one of the cultural competition. And I'm sure Dr. Pariari was one of the judge probably there. And this is a cricket match we probably own, or we are the runner-up for the inter-year cricket tournament. So these are the golden days, and I can remember Dr. Acharya was the NSS coordinator at that time when I was a student there. So I interacted with all of them, and it was really a pleasure for me. And then I did my master's degree after getting junior research fellowship, and I went to Punjab Agricultural University. Then I got another ICAR fellowship and moved to United States and got my PhD degree at University of Nebraska, Lincoln. So as you have already heard that I am currently working as an assistant professor at the University of Wyoming. So my training and my academic background is a weed scientist. So I usually do the research on weed ecology and management, but also I work on some novel weed management tools and some agricultural sustainability research work. And this is the beautiful campus of University of Wyoming during the winter time. You can see we get pretty much heavy snow during winter time. And starting next week, actually, I'm moving to next adventure. I'm changing my job, my position. I'm moving to University of Minnesota. And the reason was I was involved with a program which is called Forever Green program at the University of Minnesota. And I thought like it will be better fit for my professional work. So that's why I'm moving starting next week. You can imagine how busy time this is. I'm packing everything and moving. But anyways, so this is a unique program, and probably no other program in the world has this diversity as well as this much value. So I will mostly focus today my talk on this topic, that is Forever Green initiative. So if you go to www.forevergreen.umn.edu, you can read several articles and several news feeds, and you can get idea what we are doing. So it is a big group actually. I think the website was not updated since 2019. So until 2019, there are 98 faculty, scientists, and academic professionals in that group. And as I told you, it has not been updated since 2019. So you cannot find me in that list because I started working with this group last 3-4 months. So it's amazing group, and I will tell you the basic concept of this Forever Green today. I'll not show you any data, or I'll try to keep it short. I can talk 1 hour on this topic, but I will try to keep it short. But you will really enjoy what is the major goal of this Forever Green initiative. So we also have farmers and fruit product developers in our group. And also we have multiple universities, disciplines, countries involved in this group. So you'll find there is agronomist, plant breeder, weed scientist, and food scientist. There are several professionals, academic professionals. And one interesting fact is this group is initiated by 2-3 professors at University of Minnesota. One of them is Dr. Don Wise. He's basically a weed scientist, but later on he moved to this Forever Green initiative. So next 10-15 minutes, we'll probably spend most of the time on this Forever Green initiative. So yeah, famous quotation by Dr. Norman Borlaug is, "Food is the moral right of all who are born into this world." So if you don't know, if you are early in your bachelor's degree, you might not have heard the name of Dr. Norman Borlaug. He was the father of Green Revolution. He was the Nobel Peace Prize winner. He was also Padma Vibhushan in India. So one interesting fact, actually, he was the alumnus of University of Minnesota. So he got his bachelor's degree in forestry, then a master's and PhD degree in plant pathology from University of Minnesota. So if you go to borlaugcfans.umn.edu, you will find a lot of stories of Dr. Borlaug, when he was there, what he has done, what was his work. And this is the beautiful campus of University of Minnesota. And you can see the Mississippi River is flowing on the background. So this is why I mentioned that Mississippi River, because it has a lot of value in my talk. We'll talk pretty soon why I'm talking about this Mississippi River. So yeah, I am basically Bengali. I grew up in a coastal area, which is a small town, Kontai. And it's basically, there are a lot of, in our community, there are a lot of fishermen, and they go to the, they take their ship or their boats and go to the ocean, catch fish, sell in the local market. So I am Bengali, I'm a foodie. I love foods. So as I am a Bengali, my food dishes always includes fishes, shrimps, prawns, everything, okay? But it may include for other people like salmon fish, or it could be tuna, canned tuna. So Wildlife Organization, they're saying that about 3 billion people in the world, they're relying on seafood as a primary source of protein. And this is basically one of the port or dock, you can say, from near to my hometown. And I always go there. I love to be there. So you can see it is heavily relying on the fishermen communities. But there is a threat for these fishermen or the fishing industry. Why? Here is the news from the Guardian newspaper. The Bay of Bengal has a depleted fish stocks due to huge dead zone that is almost about at the tipping point. So what is the dead zone? Dead zone is an area of hypoxic where less than 2 ppm dissolved oxygen is in the water. So this is the dead zone that was detected a couple of years back, and it is very big. It is like 60,000 square kilometer and 50 to 100 meter below the surface. And it is starting from the coast of Bangladesh and Odisha and West Bengal through the middle of the Bay of Bengal. It's a big dead zone. So how the dead zone usually start happening? So here is a small diagram I will quickly explain if you don't know what is the dead zone and how it forms. So nutrient-rich water flows from the soil or the river, wherever it is, and then it goes to the ocean and it forms the algae over there. And those algae usually feed like shrimp or small fishes, and then they die. And then those algae will remain on the surface of the ocean. Then bacteria will feed on the fecal pellet of the fish or other small ocean water creatures, or they will feed on the dead algae, and they will deplete the oxygen of the water. So this is the zone here. You can see this is the oxygen deficient water, because I told you less than 2 ppm is the dead zone. So you can see underneath the surface there is a zone that is the oxygen deficient water. And now you have all your marine lives, including your fishes, underneath this layer. So now you think what will happen? This area will be devoid of any oxygen. So that is really troublesome for the fishing industry. So this is another threat. It is not only in the Bay of Bengal, it is in the west coast, near to the Goa coast. Look at this big dead zone area in the Bombay Goa coast. And this paper was published in Nature. Actually, this was a letter to Nature in 2000. So now think, after 20 years, it must be bigger. And this dead zone is not only threat to the fishing industry, it is also a big issue for your global warming, because it produces a lot of nitrous oxide, which is a global warming gas, greenhouse gas. So now I will just cite some of the reason of why these dead zones are creating, in the ocean, why they are increasing day by day. First thing is due to rising ocean temperature due to global warming. And second thing is the nutrient pollution from fertilizer. So when we add excess fertilizer, or when we have no crop covers or soil erosion, all the nutrient loads will end up in your stream and eventually into the ocean. And last thing is the human sewage. This is the organic nitrogen source. So this dead zone usually sometimes may be helpful for the fishing industry, because the fish may flee from the dead zone and gather in a well oxygenated water. But remember, this is not sustainable, because the dead zone is increasing. The area of dead zone is massive, and there is massive algal bloom in the dead zone, and that's the problem. So if you don't want to see these things happening frequently in the future, it is time to take care of the nature. So is the dead zone only in the coast of India? No, it is all over the world. So these red dots are the extent of dead zone throughout the world. And you can see, like, starting from US to Southern Hemisphere to India, Europe, everywhere the dead zone is there. This is the hypoxic areas. And this is the Gulf of Mexico, which will be main goal of my talk today. So this is the Gulf of Mexico. The size of this dead zone is 20,000 square kilometer during the summer of 2019. So this is the satellite image of the Gulf of Mexico. You can see this algal bloom during the summertime. So why the Gulf of Mexico is important? Because all the nutrients you are applying to all the agricultural lands in the US is suddenly ending up there in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is the, if you can follow my pointer, this is the way the Mississippi River is flowing. And this is all agricultural lands. So you are applying fertilizers and eventually they are ending up in the Gulf of Mexico down here. And this is actually the state, Minnesota, here. So it's also under this red zone. And you can see the nitrogen and phosphorus, two major contributors for the dead zone in Gulf of Mexico. And most of them are coming from the agricultural lands. Some from the urban sources, some from the atmosphere or channel or forest or geologic, but majority they're coming from agricultural sources. And Minnesota is also part of that red zone. So now if you just try to corroborate this red area with this map, you can see this map, the colored area is the majority of the corn and soybean producing areas in Minnesota. And in 2017, there were 63% areas in Minnesota that were under corn and soybean. So how we end up having just two crops, not crop diversity? Excuse me, I'll just drink a little bit of water. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead. Any question? Okay.
No, please.
So, okay. So how we end up having this situation with corn and soybean, like almost monocropping, just with two crops, basically. So go back to the study, which is the Pheasant study in 1977. So look at this map. So this is the area where they have studied in 1941. So 1941, there are several crops. There are corn, there are soybean, hays, oats, pasture, idle. There are several things in 1941. Now, after 35 years, this is the situation. We ended up having only corn and soybean and some other oats and hays, but that's very minimal. So this is the reason why all the nutrients are loading and coming to the Gulf of Mexico and creating this dead zone. So this is the satellite image of majority of the corn producing areas in the Midwest or the United States. So look at this satellite imagery. March or April, then July, then October. So all the green areas are the vegetation, green vegetation. So you have everything green in July because your crops are planted, corn and soybean, both are summer crops. Your crops are planted there, so it's all green. But look at the March and April, or look at the October, it's all bare ground. So it is prone to soil erosion, it is prone to nitrogen leaching, everything. So this is the graph that will show you how we miss the opportunity where we can produce something. So here, this is the summertime, okay? We are producing crops and crops are thick at middle of the summer where they are producing most of the biomass. So basically the nitrogen uptake is really high during that time. But look at this red area. This is the missed opportunity. We might have produced some biomass that may reduce some nitrogen loss due to soil erosion or leaching. So one more thing, Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. So now we also have nitrate in the surface water from where they are coming from. They are more than 70% of them are coming from crop land, and rest of the 30% from urban use and other things. So managing the agricultural nitrogen loss is the biggest issue in Minnesota. And we should do it if we want to reduce the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. And this is one of the lakes in Minnesota, and you can see it's already, all the algal bloom is there, and it is already eutrophied. So this is the biggest concern there. Drinking water contamination. Some of the Minnesotans, they are relying on well water for their drinking water. And look at this map from Minnesota Department of Agriculture. So this is nitrogen level in the well water. So permissible limit is less than 3 milligram per liter. But look at this map. It's well distributed all over the Minnesota. So drinking water is also a big issue if we consider the nitrogen. So what is the solution? Solution is the continuous living plant cover. So we need to have something that will cover all the lands throughout the season, throughout the year. So it should be forever green. There should not be any fallow time. So look at this. If we can plant something, cover crops in the winter, and we can reduce the leach or soil erosion, and we can reduce the nitrogen loss. So this is the basic concept of Forever Green initiative. So now in this initiative, we are actually trying to develop new winter annuals and perennial cropping systems that will diversify the food and agricultural systems, because I showed you that we lost the diversity. We are only now relying on the summer crops due to some economics, due to some other things. We are relying only on the corn and soybean system, that is the summer crops. So this Forever Green initiative is developing some living covers during off-season, and we are also looking at if it is profitable for the systems. Because if you want to introduce a new crop, that might not be profitable because you will spend money planting and harvesting those crops. But if that does not have any economic value, then that does not make any sense. Also, these crops will provide some environmental benefits. You already realized that. It will give you soil health benefits, clean waters, nutrient management, pollinator habitat, carbon sequestration, soil protection. So everything can give these crops if we can cover the winter and spring season with something green. Now, what are the desirable traits? Because Minnesota has its own challenges. First thing, the crops should be winter tolerant. That's the most important factor to introducing a crop to Minnesota during winter time. Because look at this graph. This is the in Fahrenheit though, but this is the temperature map of all along the season. Look at this. So about 4 to 5 months, the Minnesota maximum high and low temperature is below the freezing level. So below the 0 degrees Celsius. So this is the line, 0 degrees Celsius. So look at this. Before April, nothing is going above the 0 degrees Celsius. So you need to have something which is really winter tolerant, freeze tolerant. And this is the typical winter pictures from Minnesota. And the crop should gain enough biomass to survive through the winter, because Minnesota, we have really short growing season. Look at this. We have growing season from mid-April to late October. So this is the growing season we have, just 5 months, not more than that. So the crop should be fast enough so that they can gain enough biomass. And definitely, I told you, it should create new economic opportunities. Introducing a crop is not a solution until and unless it will provide economic benefits to the growers. And definitely it should have environmental benefits, and it should fit to the current crop rotation, which is corn and soybean, because that over there, that's the money. The growers will not leave the corn and soybean system. So you have to introduce something that will fit with the corn and soybean rotation. So these are some of the crops. I'm not going into details of these crops, but these are some of the crops we are working on. And it's not me, I just started a couple months back, but it's happening last 15 years. And there are several people, they're working on crops like Karanja. It's an intermediate wheat grass, which is grain and forage and biomass for all of them. And they're working on pennycress, which is winter annual for edible oil, protein, biofuel, or cover crops. So there are multiple benefits of these crops if we can commercialize them. So that's our goal as a part of the Forever Green initiatives. I told you, we have plant breeders, they're working on the breeding perspective. We have food scientists who are looking for the commercialization of the end product. So it's a tremendous amount of work going on at the University of Minnesota. And I'm happy that I'm part of that now. So now I'll take the quick example of pennycress and camelina. So just a quick example, okay? I'll not take longer. So these camelina and pennycress, they're primarily winter annual weeds. Long time, they're surviving the Minnesota winter as a weeds. And nobody paid attention until somebody started this program and looking at the end product that can be derived from these weeds. So under this Forever Green program, these two crops, camelina and pennycress, they are introduced as oilseed crop. And they are extremely winter hardy. I told you, they were growing as a weed in Minnesota. So they are extremely winter hardy. And they are high yielding, and they have high oil content, and research has been done. They shows no yield penalty to soybean. So here, look at this picture below. So in standing corn, you'll actually plant these camelina or pennycress. So before corn harvest, you will relay crop kind of. So you'll plant there, and then you'll harvest your corn. They will survive through the winter. In the spring or early summer, you'll see they're almost at the end or they're maturing. And then you'll plant your soybean in between the row. So basically, this is an example of relay cropping. And this pennycress has high erucic acid and glucosinate in their oil. So that is not suitable for human consumption. So where we can use them? We can use them for biofuel. And camelina, they produce extremely well heart healthy oil. So you can use that as a replacement for mustard oil or sunflower oil, because it is also heart healthy oil, camelina oil. So this is the opportunity that Forever Green program is bringing for cleaning the water as well as giving farmers the diversity and sustainability. So this is, I told you, like without commercialization, the end product, the program will not be successful. So we are working with several industry partners, and they are already interested to commercialize some of the end products. So this is one of the examples. If you go to Amazon, I don't know whether you can find it Amazon.in or some other place, but in Amazon USA, you'll find camelina oil. And this is the exact thing that is packaged and sold for human consumption. Sorry. And also PepsiCo is working with us. They're trying to commercialize some of the end products from our Forever Green initiative. Also, I told you we are working with some of the biodiesel and jet fuel industry, bioplastic industry. They may come and take some of the end products. Also, we are trying to use these plant-based protein products into some nutrition bars or some protein beverages or some cereals. So these will be the ultimate goal, because if you want to introduce a crop, you need some economic value for that. So with that, I will definitely acknowledge this person, Dr. Don Wise. He is one of the great initiator of this Forever Green initiative. He is, I think, close to his retirement. He's close to 70 years old, but he's still working day and night and he is keeping this program running. And he's kind of the mentor figure to me because he is pretty senior, so I always contact with him. I'm in kind of in touch with him. So he's the great person. If you have any questions about Forever Green, either you can contact me. I can try to navigate you to the right person, or you can directly contact Dr. Don Wise. He's the greatest person I have ever met, probably, in my academic world. And definitely I am thankful to the Forever Green program. So there I told you, like last year, 89 people were involved, excluding some of the growers and industry partners. But now it's growing, like I'm joining. So now it's growing. So I'm really extremely thankful to this group, and definitely Department of Agriculture in Minnesota, because under their Clean Water and Land Legacy Amendment, this group was formed like what decade ago. And already you have heard that COVID is here, and it's really important topic, probably the most important topic and the burning issue. So yeah, again, please try to avoid any gathering, try to avoid any kind of thing that may contract you with COVID, and definitely wear a mask if you are outside. It's not it's not only your safety, it's kind of kindness to everybody. And please stay safe. So with that, I will take any questions if you have, because I don't want to spend any much time. I'll take any questions if you have. If you don't have,
yes,
and you can email me in that.
We can take two questions is there already. I am
unmuting
Dr. Isti from Indonesia. She is asking that she is living in Samarinda, East Kalimantan, and there are so many forests indeed. You can see the map. The problem is the forest many times burn because of the weather. Do you have any solution of this situation? And thank you and appreciate it for the answer.
I think the question is for the first speaker. I think she is from forest background.
Dr. Guswani. Madam?
Okay. Pardon me?
Yes.
Can you repeat this question, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry about
that.
I think maybe sorry. I think we can also just continue Dr. Debelin presentation first, and after that I will answer the question.
Okay. Here only two questions there during this session. So another question is during the COVID pandemic. It is from Sari Hasibuan from Patpetula University.
Sorry.
It is for Dr. Guswani again.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, maybe we can also handle first. Just continue for the Dr. Debelin.
Yes, yes.
Presentation. Okay. Maybe we don't need to interrupt this. His presentation.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. If you don't have any questions, any
questions for Debelin, it's clear.
Okay.
Then Madam will answer.
If any participant have any question, please raise hand.
Okay.
For Dr. Debelin, kindly raise hand for Dr. Debelin. Yes, Muhammad Asif Iqbal. Okay.
Muhammad Asif.
Rita Chatterjee. Muhammad Asif, you have any question?
That's okay. That's okay. If you don't have any questions, you can always
move on.
Hi.
Rita Chatterjee, you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please ask.
Dr. Debelin Saringi.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, recently I came back from the Ohio State University, USA. So there also I found that the conservation agriculture scientists and professors are suggesting this cover crop along with the conservation agriculture principles. So Dr. Saringi, can you please recommend any cover crop which will be suitable for this Indian context? And we can extract benefit from these crops in several ways. So can you please suggest any of the cover crops?
Okay, so the thing is, first thing is cover crop or these forever green things will depend on the localized issues because, you know, I told you the Minnesota weather never be replicated in
No,
probably
actually, I
except
also.
Kashmir. Yeah, except Kashmir probably never can be replicated in other parts of the India. So, so it always depends on the localized. So you have to find out which part of the India you are trying to establish something and what is the available research-based information for that area. Like, you know, if it is Tamil Nadu, you can grow crop all over the year because it's warm weather and you can grow anything there all over the years. But again, if it is something like Kashmir, there is snow and all those things, you may not have the opportunity. So you have to look at what are the resources available, what are the crop adaptability. You know, like in India, we have a great practice of green manuring since long time. I mean, when I was a bachelor student, I have heard the green manuring things, and I think some of the growers, some of the universities, they are pushing for this green manuring things, and that's basically the same thing, green manuring. Like you have to cover the bare land when it is empty. So yeah, I mean, for my point,
Yeah,
I cannot
that's a good
specifically tell
option.
you this crop is suitable for this region because you have to look at the literature, you have to look at the publication, you have to look at the recommendation from the local universities because it will vary. You cannot grow the same crop in Punjab and in West Bengal.
Yeah, actually, cover crop is not too much popular till date in West Bengal, I think. So that's why I want to know. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a good option.
Thank
The
because
you.
you
green
know,
annual crop is a good option.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Miss Riti.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so
Dr.
much for
Devlin,
your.
I think we are running late. So
Yeah.
we
yeah,
will
sure.
take another only one question. I think uh, I unmute Govinda Shaha, and then we can proceed for the next speaker.
Sure.
Excuse me, Dr.
Because,
Sandeep.
yes,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe if we still have, time of space for answering the question,
yes.
could you repeat the question for me?
Okay, your
Yeah.
question I repeat, and then we proceed for the next speaker because we are running
Okay.
late.
Yes. Only
Already
one. Okay.
Indonesia it is 9 p.m. over and Malaysia 10 above.
Yes,
So,
already.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
so
Thank you,
Let
everyone.
thank you,
And
let
if
Dr.
you have
everyone.
any
Develin.
questions, if you have
Yes.
any
Okay. Thank
questions, you
you.
always email me. You can
Yes, yes.
always
Please
email
email
me.
to Dr. Develin
I
directly. The
think
email
here.
is on the screen,
And
and
if
you
you
can
want to
contact
work
with
with
us also.
this, and if you want to work with this Forever Green group, just email me. We'll try to figure
Uh,
it out. Thank you.
Dr. Debelin, special thanks to you because you are moving to Minnesota very soon. So you are busy for packing and everything. Still then, you have accepted our invitation, and now it is early in the morning, and you have to wake up very early. It is evening here, but there in your place it is morning, early morning. So thanks a lot. And
Thank
you
you.
have
Thank you
not
so much.
mentioned that you are that ICR International Fellow. This is
Yeah, I
one
told a little bit.
point I
Yep,
know.
yep, yep.
ICR
I was,
International Fellow. He has left as from
yep,
our university as ICR himself. Thank you.
yep, yep.
Thanks.
That's true. Thank you. It's always my pleasure to interact with my alumni.
We want
Thanks.
to give the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Develin. Thank you, Dr. Develin.
Thank you.
It is from our
Thank you
side.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting.
Mhm.
Now I take the question of one question from Dr. Isti. So she's asking, there are so many forests and you can see in the map, but the problem is forest many times burning. So because of the weather, do you have any solution for this situation?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Yeah, she asked me. She asked me about what solution for the protect the forest burning
Yes.
during for the weather. Yeah. I think as long as we have to do something for yeah, just say for a reforestation or just make the forest keep greening. I think even for the dry season, I think it can protect this our forest burning. This forest fire come from the people activity. most of the forest fire comes from the human. They are proposed to burn the forest. So that's why if like people they understand they know about how to conserve, how to keep the forest, they don't do for the forest burning. So I mean the most important for us how to educate people to like prevent, to protect, so everyone can maintain the forest, can keep greening the forest. And another one also like because I come from the silviculture background, to prevent preventing for the forest fire during the dry season, we can also like plant some like the specific species from there's also the specific species of the trees. They have they're good for preventing for the forest fire. I mean they have the something the chemical to protect if like we have the forest fire, if they're burning the forest, the fire not easy to burn the trees, the trunk. So that's why we can find the specific trees and plant them in the border, in the side of the forest. If like we have also like a forest fire from the another side, it's difficult for the fire to to go to the another side, another trees, to hit the another trees. So that's why I think a lot of the silviculture treatments to protect the forest, even though we have the problem about the climate change, about the long dry season, but the problem, the most important, come from us, from the people. If the people can do the conservation, they understand about the knowledge, about the information about that, so we can also make our forest keep greening. Thank you. Dr. Sandip?
Yes, thank you, madam.
You're very welcome.
Any question further, we will take by email, madam, because we are
Okay,
running late.
Yeah,
So,
please send an email to me for any question. Thank you so much.
Yes, so, thank you, and thank you, Dr. Debelin and Dr. Shankar, Professor Shankar also. Now I would like to request Professor Dr. Anupam Pariari to deliver his speech. Dr. Pariari, MSc, PhD, and postgraduate diploma in Human Resource Management also. He is the professor and head Department of Plantation, Spices, Medicinal and Aromatic Crops, Faculty of Horticulture with Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, and principal investigator of different project, ICAR supported project on spices. He has guide around plantation and medicinal crop and undergraduate and postgraduate level at BCKB itself, and also supervised numerous students for both MSc and PhD, and also attended many conferences, and also he is external advisor and external examiner for different universities. So without wasting much time, many of you already know him, so I don't have to introduce furthermore. He's the organizing secretary of this event also, and with his initiative, BCKB NSS team is organizing this event. So kindly we welcome Dr. Anupam, Professor Anupam sir, to take over the microphone from me.
Thanks, Dr. Poddar. I'm starting my speech. That is, a famous proverb says, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Very important. We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. This proverb actually signifies that the vital role of our students or children in saving our environment. Respected Vice Chancellor Sir, Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, India, Dr. Guswani Anwar, Madam, Vice Rector, Pat Petulai University, Indonesia, and other dignitaries of different universities. My dear students and all my friends, senior, juniors, my learned colleagues, and the eminent scientists all over the world joining in this webinar. I welcome you all again. Many important topics are being discussed today on environment-related issues. Hope you are all enjoying. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express my sincere thanks to you for your kind participation. My topic of lecture includes two specific parts. First one is environment protection and restoration, and second part is what should be the role and responsibility of our students to save our Mother Earth. We know environment is the natural surroundings and conditions in which we live. Unfortunately, this environment is now under serious threat. Actually, this threat is almost due to human activities, causing serious damage to the environment. Most important is that actually this damage challenges the survival of living things on Earth. So saving environment is the basic need of this hour, as it is the precious gift on this planet. We know probably it is the biggest concern of our civilization right now. Any delay in this regard, I think, could be dangerous for our entity. So what should be our mission to protect and restore our environment? First of all, I like to say, that is to check global warming, very vital issue, and to see the world climate remain normal. Because due to rising temperature, huge number of human and animals already died, and the number is increasing day by day. The second point is we have to protect health of people. Due to huge pollution and deforestation, the health of people and other animals, birds, fishes, etc. is facing challenges. Outbreak of new pandemic disease already mentioned, like COVID-19, presently causing severe death to lakhs of people all over the world, which may increase day by day. So we have to take measure against this. Our third mission should be to protect endangered species. Measures for saving environment would certainly protect the animals, especially the endangered species of plant and animal kingdom. Extinction of these species will be checked, and moreover, endangered species would also increase their population. Our fourth mission is to maintain the level of groundwater. Damage to environment has severely reduced the groundwater level, which created scarcity of clean drinking water around the world. It is an alarming threat to the living of common people and animals. On the other hand, due to rise in global temperature, the seawater level is rising by melting of ice in pole, and a vast area, including population, animals, under the serious threat. So we have to find out the way to solve the challenges. How can we solve? How can we save and restore our environment? First of all, we can plant trees. It is the giving prime attention should be given on it, because tree is the source of oxygen. Unfortunately, due to construction and expansion of cities, towns, industries, or natural calamities, many trees have been cut down and fallen down. This certainly reduces the amount of oxygen in the environment. Hence, growing more trees means more oxygen and better life quality with better environment. Secondly, we must give attention to forest conservation. Forests are vital for the environment. Already, Madam has told and Professor Acharya has told. However, deforestation reduces the area of forests around the world. We should be conscious about that. Many programs has been launched by the government to conserve the forest in different countries. And moreover, harming forest in any way is also treated as a punishable offense. But forest cannot be saved at all if we, the common people, do not get alert. Another issue is soil conservation. It is yet another important way to save the environment. For this, there must be appropriate measures for control landslide, flood, and soil erosion. Soil may be conserved through afforestation and tree plantation. In hilly and undulated areas, terrace farming check soil erosion. We know to check indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizer, it should be minimized, which makes soil unhealthy and polluted. Productivity reduces gradually, and by spraying chemical insecticide and pesticide, air also get polluted. The solution is to switch over to organic agriculture. That is cultivation by using organic manures or natural fertilizers, that is biofertilizer, organic manures, etc. And also using organic plant protection materials. Waste management, it is a powerful way of protecting the environment. Proper disposal of waste to keep the surroundings healthy and to clean the streets and other polluted land areas is most vital. So pollution, then comes last point, that is pollution. It is probably the biggest danger to the environment. Smoke, dust, and harmful gases causes air pollution coming mostly from industries and vehicles. Besides chemicals and pesticide used for cultivation and other purposes, it has already mentioned. So in this case, what should be the students' role and responsibility? Our students can play a vital role to save the environment because of several reasons. They are sensitized towards the environment by implementation of the proper strategy of 3R, which includes reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. And they know the judicious use of resources. In fact, evidence shows that in various countries of the world, protect the environment, this movement has been started by the students. Our students must think that effect of the climate change can have a disastrous impact on our planet Earth. High temperature, loss of wildlife species, increase in sea level, changes in rainfall pattern, heat waves, stronger storms, wildfires, and sinking of Arctic ice are the dangerous effects of climate change. My friends, are we still going to ignore these problems? No, certainly not. I request my students and all not to be reluctant about this serious issue. As per experts' suggestion, 5 little things we can do to help saving our mother planet. First one, use reusable bag and ban any sorts of plastic. Plastic grocery type bags, which is thrown out after use in lakes or in landfills or any other parts of the environment, it remains undegraded or partly degraded, partly in a long run. Hence, it pollutes land, clogs sewage pipes, drainage canal, and ultimately pollute the water bodies. So, at the time of shopping for food, clothes, or books, use personally and request everybody, every consumer to use a reusable bag. Now, in many countries, plastic is almost banned. Then comes recycling. Recycling is a simple thing to do, but unfortunately, we don't follow it. Instead of throwing recyclable in the trash with the non-recyclable products, make a point to take an extra step to locate recycling cans around your campus. Always separate biodegradable products and non-biodegradable wastes. Then, very vital point comes, that is electricity saving. Use energy efficient light bulbs, which increased instead of regular bulbs. They last longer, which will save a bit of expense also. Before leaving any room, make sure that you have turned off lights, fans, TV, and other appliances when you are not using them. Limit use of air conditioner or refrigerator. when it is not necessary. I know this is very hard to do with the unbearable heat in summer, particularly in the tropical countries, but it is essential. Coming to saving water. Water is so precious, but we never care for it. It is wasted more frequently than we can see. Turn off the tap in the basin as you are brushing your teeth. Don't turn your shower until you are ready to get in to take bath. Limit your water uses as you wash dishes or clothes or car, etc. Be careful about its use in when we are in gardening or for cultivation purpose in the field. Encourage water harvesting technique. In our state, that is in West Bengal, our Honorable Chief Minister has started this plan as Jal Dharo, Jal Bharo. That is, save water, save rainwater to use in the awkward time. Roadside taps, we generally see roadside leaning water, should also be taken care by our students and everybody. Then walking or cycling. We have seen that driving is one of the biggest causes of air pollution. If you want to use your car, ask yourself the following question. Do I really need my car now? Then, if answer is no, then you may walk or use your bicycle if the journey is not too long. In addition to the above points, other important things I can mention here to give up the habit of any sorts of smoking. It also cures pollution to the environment. Avoid consuming drugs or alcohols if it is not essential for climatic situation. Most important is to build up the consciousness within himself to save the earth and to inspire others, the family members, relatives, friends, local people, all to follow this. What is our responsibility? It's high time each and every one of us took action. It's our plan and it's our responsibility to take care of it. We have damaged it enough. We, the teachers of school, colleges, can help nurture love for the environment among our students through formal and informal educational tools. Educational boards have to ensure that environmental education is a significant part of the curriculum for all classes. Seminars, field trips, competitions, and fairs as we are conducting on environmental themes help the students identify their interest in a nature and choose a related career. What a child learns early in life for cleanliness, conservation, and proper use of resources, maybe from his family, maybe from his institute, would stay with him all his lifetime. To motivate all the students, like our NSS group, what we do, everybody can follow in school. That is, a voluntary groups may be formed in each school or college, who will spread the message of clean air, clean water, and clean environment. Then next point we can do, that is visiting areas to help local community to understand the concept of blue and green bins. Third point, keeping the parks and own school and college campuses neat and clean. Then another point I can mention here, organizing drawing competitions and seminar to encourage students in school level, college level in the green good deeds. Their prizes may be given to the students to encourage them. Tree plantation program may be undertaken frequently to make the area green and inspire others. Spreading awareness about protection of ozone layer. What are the ozone layers and how did it harm or anything? And ozone depleting substance, that is environment protection among the students. One thing we have to remember as our teachers, guardians, everybody, I do request you, if we can reach our students, it means we have already initiated a mass movement towards our aim, that is to save our Mother Earth, save our environment. Finally, I will conclude with the quote of our great Nobel laureate poet Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, that is, the highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all its existence. Thanks all. Good night to all. Thanks. Dr. Poddar.
Thank you, sir. And there is some problem in the Google feedback form. We have noticed the organization name cannot be written, the link. So we are trying to solve it. Please wait. Don't be panic. The program is still running. So we will send it we are trying to rectify it and send it back again. So there is another, thank you, sir. Anupam sir, for your nice speech, and I think everybody is happy to listen to you.
Thank you.
And before going to next speaker, I would like to take one question that Professor Shankar sir have for him one question was there, sir told. So we have missed out. Professor sir, Shankar sir?
Yes.
Yes, can you reply that question, sir?
Okay, just it was floating on the screen.
Yes, yes.
It was about the sustainability of eco-friendly activities, and especially it was asking, I think, the marketing aspect. So, in responding to these queries, thank you for the question put up by one of the participants. Yes, any kind of venture won't be successful unless there is a market support. Again, we need to have a paradigm shift in concept of the market. It is not just happening in a place or in a geographical location. Market is there in our social demand. So the concept of social marketing is coming up. For example, conservation agriculture as an eco-friendly agriculture cannot be successful unless the product of the conservation agriculture, for example, organic vegetables or organic crops and foodstuffs, sorry, unless they are finding a market. One of the big problem for countries like India or Indonesia is that whenever we are just opting from and mobilizing the community to go for organically produced product or eco-friendly product and sensitizing them in this direction, the market link is missing. There is upcoming market in the COVID-19 pandemic situation, and unless the vaccine is in place, or in future if there is another strain is coming and visiting to bring about a carnage again, then one option is left for the human civilization is to build up immunity, immunity and immunity. So can there be a new market and demand will be there that food with immunity? Agriculture cannot be considered in terms of per hectare productivity, in terms of tons per hectare or quintals per hectare. It will be considered in terms of immunity, how much of immunity it is generating and incubating into the produces, retained in the produces. So a paradigm shift will be there. Initial stage, it was the crop production quintals per hectares or tons per hectare. After that, we shift from these quintal per hectares to nutrition per person. Now we have another shifting is there on the offing, that is the immunity per person. Because it is only the immunity or herd immunity, whatever, then we can resist ourselves from the make ourselves deterrent of these kind of that horrible viral infections or carnage. So that is how it is. Another question is, I'm saying that about the community gene bank. Just I am responding to this. I won't pick up any further. Sorry. Another question is floating up. So in answering to the first question is that we have to have explore a new market in new shape for these organically produced product. Otherwise, there won't be any sustainability. The farmers will keep producing, but they won't be supported by proper market price. Another important thing is that community gene bank. Nice question, thank you. The community gene bank, I can give an example from the one is Gotra village, closer to our university. The farmers themselves, they are nurturing and mentoring some they are maintaining the pure lines, and they know the rhetorics also in genetic rhetorics, the breeding, crossbreeding, pure line. And it is through their cooperative, they are selling their own product and they are maintaining it. And I must say that on Professor Pranav Chattopadhyay from BCKV, he had been instrumental in getting this Gotra cooperative in place properly. That is an example how the community people do participate in the process of identification of the land races, their maintenances, their production, and their marketability. Self-sustainable market system they have developed. Last one is that, of course, my request and appeal to all of them, no environmental program will be sustainable and successful. We have to go deeper into the ecological resilience. Ecology is a dancing in its own functioning. So unless we restore the ecological resilience, any kind of intervention will be futile. So mind that it is very complicated. Get at intervention. It is very complications are there. We have to go for simulation. We have to go for balancing. We have to go for non-linear programming kind of things are there. So we have to have ecological resilience to get the previous balance into the present forms, so that the ecology can sustain the thought and brunt of any kind of changes. So my dear friends, thank you for your nice questions, and I am feeling happy to respond to you. And my email is there floating, and anytime you are most welcome on my email, or phone number is there also. Thank you again for your patient hearing and putting up such nice question. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, sir. I
you.
think another question was there, but I missed also. Pritha was
Yes.
asking, I think you replied already.
Which is the question? Would you please repeat it?
Pritha asking, Pritha, just now I see. I think you replied already by the species one.
Okay, okay. Community gene bank, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. So, Anupam sir.
I will introduce you. Now our today's last speaker is Dr. Sandeep himself. He's the Senior Research Director of University College, Malaysia. He is one of the organizing secretary with me. The first we have done this collaborative program with our university and Lincoln University, and Sandeep is the main person regarding this. I am thankful to him for giving all sorts of support and everything. He is also, his subject also environment. He has a very good book he has written, presented me, and from that I come to know that he has a lot of works he has done as a director of research there on environment. So I would request him to deliver his lecture, and also at the end to give a vote of thanks also to all these participants. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep, please.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to share my screen. As all of you are agriculture student and all senior professors from very big background of agriculture, starting from Professor Dr. Guswani and Professor Acharya, and also all eminent professors from all USA. And now I would like to emphasize on this day, environment in 2020, vision and mission. And as when Professor Anupam Pariari sir asked me to join, collaborate with Lincoln, our president, Professor Dr. Ramya Bhaumik sir, also agreed, and we have proceed on this direction. So without wasting much time, I just want to give a different talk. Sir, is it audible for me?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So I will diverse my speech little bit, and all of you seen Dr. Debelin's speech also, and also a mix of all this speech, maybe we can tell this one. So as an the civilization grows before the previous history, we can see the main civilization goes during the river banks, beside the river banks. So all the industry, everything grows beside the river bank. How it possible? So because what is the reason? That communications are very easy through ferries and boats, and after when the land things are growing up like steam engine, then the planes, the flight, and everything is coming up later one by one. So then the communication is diverse to the land beside the river. Now, another thing is providing irrigation, water irrigation, which is the need of the industry use, and the wastewater also disposed in the river itself. So, and also it is used for the agricultural development, the river water. So, river are most also provide the agriculture, you can tell it is a fishiculture. Also, the fisherman and boatman all are live on these the rivers. Also, there is other aspect, cultural and religious activities going throughout the river banks. In India, especially, we have the Kumbh Mela, Prayag, etc. Many things, religious festivals beside the river. And previously, also, when human died or any animal died, they cannot burn; they just float on the river itself. There are environmental facet of economy. So there is curbing of like pandemic disaster is also affect the global warming at control, because the water has a very good absorber of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, etc. From so this is a also it aids the, as I told just now, agriculture by providing fertile soil, irrigation, there's and also control of land degradation. So you can see that sometimes the tide water come and the water flowed on the land that is coming with salt water that make the soil unfertile, and also there if river water then come to land, then it is become more fertile. You can see there are also other effects like recreation. As our first speaker, Dr. Guswani told that what we are going to the river recreation, etc. So you can see in it is US, the picture, the financial service of insurance, then the third one is outdoor recreation. So outdoor recreation is one of the most important thing in US and over the world. We try to go for sea beach, we try to go for the river. This is some pictures. You can see that in Malaysia there is floating rivers, etc. Very small rivers are there in Malaysia, not big like India. So they are doing some activities beside this river. And in India, you can see on the river Ganges, the cruise is there for moving here, and means it is a luxury cruise for travel for 1 hour or 2 hours like that, making party, etc. And other place also we have the river, boat, etc. for different activities. You can see the river when it is go there are on the banks the agriculture grows, and beside that the city grows up. As they can get the water, the agricultural grow, and as soon as they have to leave, so they build the houses and industry beside the river banks only. Then we can see, as I told, you can see not it is the pollution, the left side one, it is the Kumbh Mela, where in India the people go for bathing during the Kumbh time, the worship time. So this is not the pollution, this is the people you can see. And the right side is the most polluted things in the river. We can see the waste they throw on the river, and that beside the river and inside the river it stores. So all these different aspects. And then water, as our Dr. Debelin also told that he has a vast experience on wheat also. And you can see this is a picture of salmon fish culture, and it is done in the ocean itself, up one and the down one. And seaweeds culture in India, you can see the left one picture, But this thing, one disadvantage also have, when some tide have, the water may flow out and the fish may go outside. So there is a chance of loss also during this type of culture. But agriculture, as an aqua agriculture, we do this business. You can now, I just want to share the view, landlocked country. There are around 47 countries all over the world which is landlocked. So they don't have any river, or means any transport directly to the sea. So they are dependent on land transport to other neighboring countries, like our Nepal, like our Bhutan, and the world largest one is Kazakhstan. So these all landlocked country, and also the smallest one is Vatican City, you can see. So these all 47 landlocked country, maybe someone has double landlocked country, they cannot transport their materials or agricultural things to outside. They have to depend on land transport on these things. And then also there are some countries like water based, means covered all the side by ocean, like Malaysia. So what happened there, the things they cannot get, they can get by seaport and etc. So there is a geographical, powerful explanatory geographic variable to the latitude and the equator to the poles. So when we go to the pole, the ice is there, and in the middle, the equator, there a hot temperate zone is there. So economy of the country and energy resources varies relatively with the river, with the country's position, and with the sea lock or land lock, like that. So you can see this in Malaysia, etc. We use solar panel above the roof because it is equator region and the sunlight is more. You cannot imagine that I am using this solar panel in the Antarctic region. We cannot use, because the environment will not permit to use the solar panel in the Antarctic region. This picture is from Kanyakumari. I have taken. This one is solar wind turbine. This wind turbine we fix beside the seashore because the air is more. We cannot fix the wind turbine on the top of the hill. So this is the environment we are telling the nature is protecting, means giving us the opportunity to fix the wind turbine beside the sea beach or at the desert, like that place. Not, we cannot fix the wind turbine above the top of the hill. Now, moving through that one, I just want to highlight 2 or 3 things. Like in Malaysia, the dependent economy is dependent on the agriculture, that rubber industry. First of all, you can see the production of the rubber. It is in 2020 data, April, by the Department of Statistics, Malaysia government. You can see in the website. And this is the average price and stocks, all is production level is high. And what are the things? Rubber processor, rubber consumer, and rubber estates, that are the stocks is going up. How it is used? Rubber gloves, rubber thread, rubber tires we use, and also other things like boots, etc. In these places, rubber is used. And the export, you can see the China export, Taiwan, Germany, US, and Iran. They are the major importers from the Malaysia. The rubber is exported there. So with this, you can see the production and export and import and domestic consumption, and with this graph with the stock. I'm not going to detail of this because we are going late. We are going again another chart. This chart is very important, means I want to focus with my talk, that you can see the Malaysian production of different types of things. They are self-sufficient and they are producing these vegetables. Suppose you can see they were producing watermelon, 16.8% watermelon produced. Papaya means 168%, means it is more than 100% they are producing, so they can import. Papaya 150, so they can export. Like this, these are the things. Banana they can export, like that. There are so many things they can export, and there are also less things, like they cannot produce potato because the soil is salty. By the sea beach is there and the soil is salty, so they cannot produce the potato itself, so they have to import. They have to depend on their side. And also the rice production also less than the consumption. So next slide. you can see the GDP of the economic activity. I just give an example of one country so that you can understand all over the world, same things is happening and all countries respectively dependent on other things. So just there is, you can see the Malaysia, there are other industries also like oil, palm oil, livestock, fishing, forestry, rubber and other agriculture. So external trade in agricultural trade is dependent on these factors. So next is, as I told, livestock cultivation and also fish cultivation, marine fish they catch and we use here in Malaysia, like mackerel, sardine, salmon they use. And also the culture in the fresh fish in the rivers is small amount. Not, they cannot culture big amount because the rivers are not there so much like India. So we have to depend on that type. You can see the employment rate in the agricultural sector is increased during 2017 to 2018. The increase of the employment rate in the agricultural sector. All of us know we are in COVID period, many persons getting jobless, and also there are some thing we have that agricultural sector which is never become jobless, the health sector which is never become jobless. But yes, there is variable like palm oil export is less, so the jobless is there. Next is like this. You can see this is a Reuters news. In it is an Indian picture. The rice is packed and imported to Malaysia during the COVID time. From Ahmedabad, India, the export of rice is going on. Why? Because the Malaysia have to buy the rice from India, and last 1 year, what they buy, more than that, they have to buy in 2 months during April and May. Why? Because they cannot get the rice from Thailand, Indonesia, they don't export, Myanmar, Vietnam, they cannot export their rice because they are small country. They don't want to export their rice to outside because they have to keep their stock, ready stock for themselves itself. So they cannot export, so they have to import. And this one, another picture, you can see Indonesia increased the pig export to Singapore during the MCO period. Because the Malaysia, the movement control order, MCO means movement control order, lockdown. So they cannot export the pig to Singapore. They prepare, but the livestock they have, but they cannot export. So the demand is, the supply goes from Indonesia to Singapore. So that is economically they are benefited. These are the things which is economically beneficial. You can see this is the banana tree. We cannot imagine that banana will grow in the desert or in the top of the hill. So it is a Dole Banana company. That is a photograph I have taken. You can see the Dole Banana, what you call, the YouTube video is also there in Australia. These are all the automated system they have made. With also the people is working. They export this banana all over the world. Mainly, we have received also in Malaysia itself the Dole banana. And this is, we cannot assume that this banana will cultivate in the desert. Again, I am telling, ecologically, we are bind. This is the palm oil. This picture is from Malaysia. This palm oil tree grows so much area in Malaysia. And also the rubber tree, don't have the picture here. This is Malaysia. I just pick up this picture from my camera. And this is the palm trees. So the palm oil, they export to India. And India prepares soaps and other medicines from this palm oil. So the major exporter, the importer from Malaysia is India. And this is the tea garden. Again, I am telling the same thing. Tea garden, coffee garden, you cannot assume that it is going to be in the land. It should be in the top of the hill. This is in Malaysia, Cameroon Tea Garden, Boat Tea Estate, one of the largest company in Malaysia. And like Darjeeling in India, Assam, they produce the tea and coffee, and we cannot assume that tea and coffee is producing in the base cities like Indonesia's land cities, main cities, in Kuala Lumpur or in Calcutta like that. So with this, I should acknowledge my thanks, and I am clear, I think, that what I am meaning to say that with the land ecosystem, ecology of that place, geographical location is most important. Like India is a river-based country, they can produce their own rice. They can produce their potato. They can take the fish from the river. But like in Mauritius, they cannot produce that one. That Malaysia, they cannot produce that one. They have to depend on certain things on outside, like the potato, onion. They have to export from India. They have to export from Pakistan. They have to export from Thailand. So they cannot prepare because the soil is not supporting. So these things we should remember. And on this context, I don't want to drag much of your time. Thank you, basically again, and NSS team, all the students, the team, they have contacted me several times. I scolded them also, don't contact. And again, thank you to all. So I would now share the, what you call, stop sharing the screen, and we'll give the feedback from again. I think I have received it. Is there anything you want to say? Please proceed.
Feedback form is ready. Is it? Let's see. Thanks to all the experts and today's appeared here and all the participants who are attending this seminar, this webinar till now. Thanks to all. And we are very happy that such a program we have conducted in collaboration with the Lincoln University College, Malaysia, and all has responded to our invitation. And so we hope that in future we'll conduct such, we'll arrange such programs, so that I expect all your, from all of you, the help and necessary help I can get from you. I can see in the galaxy of our participant, my students are there. PhD LS Singh is there, and also so many students I have seen who has already left BCKB and joined here in this. Now they are staying in different places of India and outside also. They are also present here. I can see them. So it's very nice time for me, for us also. So thanks all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Guswani, madam.
Yes, very
And
welcome.
Dr. Debelin and Dr. Shankar, sir, Professor Shankar, sir. Sir, anything you want to tell?
Yes. The Chief Administration of your university, that's the Lincoln University, we are thankful. We are also thankful to our Vice Chancellor, sir. Today, he was, it was expected that he will be live, but on a very urgent program, he is out. I don't know in between whether he has come or not. Otherwise, he told that he may be live today.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the invitation, and it was my pleasure.
Thank you all.
It's really a nice interaction, and it is rewarding. And thank you, Dr. Debelin. Really very happy to see him. And Sandeep, we are really doing a very elegant job. And Madam from Indonesia, all my beloved students, scholars, who are really in a very good, doing nicely and elegantly in different positions. And this is the way. And in this pandemic background, and these online interactions is going to be the lifestyle. So one question was there also from the one I put up, I picked up that question, that how in this situation we can go for marketing of vegetables and so on. And the answer is that online marketing must reach the farmers and community level. It should not be an elitist choice. It should be a common people choice. With the hope and belief that this crisis will be over and the humanity will speak the last word, all will be safe and happy in near future, and the humanity will come up as victorious. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I want to say also something to all. Okay, thank you. My big thank you to all the committees, to Professor Dr. Anupam Pariari, also Professor Dr. Shankar, and all the committee from BCKV, for the students, for all the lecturer, teachers, and of course to Dr. Sandip Poder from Lincoln University College for the collaboration, and also for all the speakers, for Dr. Debelin, also for everyone who keep staying here until the late evening here. And then, yeah, thank you for giving me a good opportunity to share this little bit my knowledge about the forest. And also I learned a lot, many things from this webinar tonight from all the speakers. Hope we can also like join for make another collaboration next time.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes,
I am
thank
very
you so
much
much.
interested.
Okay, thanks a
Join
lot. Sure,
And
yeah.
from
Yeah.
our part also, madam,
Yes.
to your university, particular university, to all the students and all your staff and everybody, to the administration, we are grateful to you.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
I
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. My pleasure to also like, join for this your event. Thank you. See you next time. And also, yeah, please, if I did something, just maybe my English something like that is not, yeah, someone maybe I cannot also answer all the question. Please just also contact me by email, and also this my WhatsApp. Okay, thank you so much.
Just again, I want to ask the participant, they cannot again fill that one. Same thing, edit cannot be done. So there is some problems, is there net problem, so she cannot send one now. So everybody can write email address on the form.